are now just a week away from turkey, stuffing, and of course, pumpkin pie. So our first guest today is showing us how to make a homemade pumpkin pie and take it to a whole new level. We welcome back cooking instructor Bonnie Ward Strauss. Happy almost Thanksgiving.
And the same to you, Miss Hannah.
Great to see you.
Did you say praline?
Let's talk about this. You are our resident Southern Belle Cajun Queen expert.
Oh, okay.
Praline? Praline?
Well, I grew up with praline,
Yeah.
but that's Louisiana people mispronounce a lot of stuff. So what do we know?
But I'll take your word for it.
Where are you from?
Here.
Oh.
I'm a Beaverton girly.
Yeah, well,
Praline.
I haven't met very many of those. So I finally meet one. It's however you want to say it is just fine. It gets the job done.
Follow your heart.
So do you have a favorite holiday pie that you like?
I'm a chocolate lover. Anything chocolate. But I like a really pumpkin with a little sweetness to it is always good to me too.
Yeah. You know, I'm so glad you said about the chocolate, because chocolate cream pie is my most favorite pie in the world.
Good.
And I lost my recipe from my grandmother's chocolate pudding.
No.
And I know, we moved into the house and it disappeared and I haven't been able to find it, but I keep trying to get close to it.
I was going to say, this is our new mission now, the challenge. Okay.
Yeah. But the nice thing about this pie, praline pumpkin pie, or it can be a sweet potato pie. Yum, yum.
That sounds good.
It makes everybody happy, so
For
you can
sure.
satisfy people who like things. So I got it started since we, just have a short amount of time.
Yes.
So in here I have pumpkin and a few other things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to
Here
read
is the
list,
smorgasbord of ingredients that you have in the filling.
Right, so that's what's in here, and you cook it, stirring constantly for 4 minutes.
Okay, so you've got
that's all that you do
pumpkin,
there. Isn't that beautiful?
Brown sugar, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, salt, cloves, evaporated milk, eggs, and vanilla.
Okay, we're going to do the last two, but does that smell like fall?
That smells like heaven.
It smells like you could put it in your coffee, huh?
And you're talking about real pumpkin in here, right?
Yeah, not the pumpkin pie filling. You got to be really careful about that. So what you do is I'm going to whisk in a cup of evaporated milk.
Yum.
And if you could whip those, if you don't mind me putting you to work.
Okay, let's do it.
And you poke the yolk.
Yep.
So get it started. Okay.
And then you want to get a little air in these. Is this kind of the whisking
yeah, you can.
method?
Yes.
I'm always afraid to make a mess though, but.
Oh, you're doing good. I know that is kind of a small bowl. Okay.
No, I'll make a mess regardless, Bonnie. Okay.
So I think that's a sign of genius.
I should hang out with you more often. You're making me feel so good about myself. Okay.
Okay, so the thing about taking something hot and putting it into something cold is that you have to mix it.
Temper.
You put a little bit of, so you know about tempering. Okay, mix that in there.
Okay. And you don't want the egg to really curdle too,
now
right?
you pour that into here.
All right.
And just
a beautiful
into the hot tub.
Okay.
Okay, and just set that aside. And then you just stir this all together, and then it's ready to be put into our blind baked crust.
Beautiful. And tell me about blind baking too, because this is a great tip.
You can use a graham cracker crust, but I like a regular butter crust.
Yeah, me too.
And you turn your oven on to 375, and you put it in here, and you try to bake cold. If your crust has been out for a little while, put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. And then you crumble up some parchment paper and some beans and rice or something, even pennies. People use sugar pennies, or you can buy weights, but it's about 2 cups worth of stuff. And you put that, and make sure it's up on the side so that when the fat starts to melt in the oven, it doesn't slide down, because then you cry. If this is a homemade crust, you'd be so sad. But anyway, this is ready to put this in here.
Okay.
And then you bake it in the oven for about 15 minutes until it starts to come away from the edges of the crust. And then you take your pecans and your brown sugar.
Next mixing.
Right.
Brown sugar.
Yeah.
1/3 of a cup.
A third of a cup packed in, and then that little spoonful of salt.
Okay, just this much?
Oh,
okay.
And you just get that mixed together.
So just a little pinch.
Yeah. So in sweet stuff, I think we talked about it before, I just put a little soupçon of salt.
Always, right?
And on salty things, I put a little bit of sugar.
There you go. That's like a chocolate chip cookie with a little flaky salt on top. I mean, nothing's better than that.
And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Okay.
And then that's Karo. That's 1 tablespoon of Karo. So they both go in there.
Alrighty.
And when that's all mixed up, then you sprinkle it on the top just with your fingers.
Oh, okay.
Which we're not going to do because it had to bake first.
Okay.
Right?
Ooh, this is going to be a sticky sweet concoction.
And I had sprayed that with a little bit of Pam, so I know it's still sticky. But anyway, when it's all
the good stuff.
incorporated, then you take it over, and like I said, with your fingers after it's baked 15 minutes, you pour it on there, and then it comes out, and this is what it looks like.
And then are you baking more with the topping?
I'm sorry, that's right. You bake it about 5 more minutes with the topping,
and
it's
that's
all
fast,
on recipe. And I like to put a little bit of whipped cream with some bourbon in it.
Whoa!
I hope you don't mind.
You had me at whipped cream, Bonnie, and then you just took it up a notch.
Why not?
Tell me about your plans for Thanksgiving this year as I take a big old bite.
Well, we're just gonna, it's a very small family get together at a restaurant.
Yeah, you have the day off from cooking.
I love it because I'm making so many pies for people. So
this is delightful. Oh my gosh, sweet, salty, crunchy. That whipped cream is to die for.
I know. It's good in your coffee too.
Okay, now you're gonna get me in trouble. Bonnie, great to see you. Thank you so much. We're gonna have this recipe and more about Bonnie on our website at katu.com, and we'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.